Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do another cake. We are going to do a He-Man cake for a birthday. So we're just going to, this was only requested as a 6-inch, so it's a pretty small cake. It is 2 layers, it's chocolate, it's filled with vanilla buttercream and iced in vanilla buttercream. So we're going to set that aside. We're going to do a frozen buttercream transfer today as far as He-Man goes. So you can see him there. I have him printed out. I have him taped down to some wax paper, and we're just going to, I've already done the outline in black and I've filled in the center with red. And now all we're going to do, let me get you guys lifted up here real quickly. Okay, so he's a little easier to see from the top. What we're going to do at this point is we have him all outlined in black. I have my red done in the center, and now I'm just going to take the white, and this is where his sword is showing from his gear, and I'm just going to fill that portion in. And I have quite a few frozen buttercream transfers on my page, on my channel, so please go check those out. If you want to know how to do this, it is pretty simple. You can also do this in fondant. It is entirely up to you. Okay, and then once that's done, we have that. And again, this is going to be the other side, so it's not going to be a big deal. I am just going to pull it a little bit closer to me because I want to get the white of the eyes. And because this is the underneath portion, I can pretty much cover up the entire eye area without a problem. Okay? So that way we can make sure that it gets in all those little crevices. Alright. Now we're just going to continue along with our color. I'll probably do the yellow for his hair or the blue for his front belt area, or we're going to go ahead and do flesh color for his body. But I'm going to go ahead and get that ready, and then I'll come back and we'll go from there. Okay guys, and then as far as icing color goes, I just use the gel colors, and I have blue here, so we're just going to add a touch of blue just to get his belt color, and I don't want it too awfully dark. So I don't have a lot of icing here. And it's generally a pretty good and vibrant color. Let me turn on my light so that you guys can see that a little bit better. And it doesn't cause the icing to liquefy, okay? Because it's not liquid, it's gel. And so your icing stays a bit more true to its consistency. And this is perfect as far as the color that we want his belt to be. So there we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and do yellow, but that's generally what I do as far as my icing colors go. And we're going to go ahead and move on at this point, and we're going to finish the transfer, so we'll be back. Alright, so we're just going to continue on. Next we're going to do his little arm cuffs. And it's a bit yellow-orange, so I just did his hair, but did a bit of a darker color just to do his cuffs. And there's one. And there's two. And you just want to make sure that you fill that up and you get that in every corner, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and put him back in the freezer. We let him set up each time. And then we're going to come back and do his body color. So we'll be back. Okay, so now we have our peachy, coppery, tan, brownish color. You're just going to have to eyeball it. And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to start filling. Okay, I've taken him out of the freezer. And I'm just going all into those little areas all around the black. Trying to make sure that it gets in all those little crevices. And we're just going to fill him in. He looks a little weird right now, but again, this is the top, okay? This, actually, this is the bottom of the transfer. So this isn't what we're going to see. We're going to see the other side. And kind of I do a quick fill in while it's still cold, because I do put this in the freezer in between fills so that it can set up. And I like to get it all while it's still nice and cold so that none of it runs. Sometimes my black will get a little bit soft. And if that happens, you can just stick it back in the freezer and then continue once it hardens back up. Fill in his abdomen area. And then his arm. And then all that's done, and now I only have my one little part by my arm, and we're just going to do that white so that way it matches the background of the cake. So I'm going to let this set up again, and we'll be back. Got that white filled in, and now I've just got a Ziploc bag. I'm not going through any more tips. I'm just going to, I just snipped off the edge or the corner of the bag, and now I'm just kind of outlining He-Man in white. Okay, and then we're just going to fill in over the top in white. You're going to do this whatever color background cake that you have. And this doesn't have to be neat. Again, you're not going to see this part. This part's going to be touching the cake. And we're just going to place that in the freezer, and then we're just going to smooth it down a bit, and we're going to let it set up, and we will be back. Okay, so while that's setting up, I have my cake, and it's already been crumb coated and iced, and if you want to know how to do that, just go search my channel. I do show how to do that there. And now basically what we're going to do is we're just going to do a border around the cake. and I have a 4B, and I have white buttercream, and we are going to lift up, pull back, lift up, pull back, up, back, just a little shell border. All the way around. Okay. And we'll wait to do the top once we have the icing transfer on. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in the fridge. We're going to wait for that to set up, and then we're going to place it on top. We'll be back. Okay guys, so I have my icing transfer, and it's done. It's hardened up, and I've pulled it out of the freezer. And I'm just going to, that's why I always make my wax paper a little bit bigger. I hold it by each side. That way I can position it the way that I want it on the cake. And we want to do just a small little border around it, so I'm going to try to center him the best that I can, and I think that looks pretty good. Also, just make sure that you have a good side of the cake as well. Alright, and so then we're just going to slowly peel it up, and then we're left with our image. Okay, now just to finish it, we're going to do the same shell border on the top, and it's just squeeze, pull up and back, and sometimes it helps if you move your board a bit. And if you cover up a bit of that transfer, it's perfectly fine, because that helps it kind of blend a little bit more into the cake. So there that is. Let me show you that from the top here. Alright, so there he is. He's all finished. The only thing that I did was I added some blue sprinkles to the bottom border and also behind him, just to kind of represent the sky. I hope you like him. He is really easy to do. You can pretty much do any character like this. And if you want to see more, please go visit my channel. I have quite a few cakes in general, but also the frozen buttercream transfers. Share me guys on Facebook and Twitter with your friends and family. I do appreciate all the support, thumbs up, and comments that you leave me. Subscribe if you haven't. And as always guys, thanks so much for watching.